I'm starting out my video by reading Matthew 5:14, which says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." So we're going to be the light of the world. God's bride is going to be the light of the world. And what does this light represent? We're going to see how it's connected to time. Now I'm also going to read Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 20. Okay. Which says, "Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended." So let's talk about everlasting light. And this has to do with having no time. And we're going to see that through the numbers. Okay, I've shown this quite a bit of times in my videos, that if you take the words time stops, take each letter, shrink it down to its smallest value, then multiply all the numbers, it's going to equal 30,240. If you drop the zeros, it's 324. We're going to see this number come up again. Like if you take the word light and shrink each letter down to its smallest value, then multiply them, like L is 12, 1 is 2 is 3. So 3 times 9 times 7 times 8 times 2 equals 3,024. If you drop the zero, it's 324. And also light equals the same value of 144, just like time equals 144 in Hebrew Gematria. So it has something to do with time. It also has to do with time stopping. And I've also showed in previous videos how that the bride, if you multiply all the numbers once you shrink down the letters, it's going to equal 3,240. So again, you get your 324. The same thing with Lamb's wife. Take all the numbers and multiply them. It's going to equal 32,400. Drop the zero, it's going to be 324. So 324 has to do with time stopping. And light is associated with time stopping. And what we read in Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 20 is God's everlasting light. And I thought it was interesting, so I put this phrase in the Gematria calculator, the everlasting light of the Lord, it equaled 324. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It has to do with there being no time. And the bride, being the light of the world, will be reflecting God's glory, His everlasting light. And if you take the numbers to the scripture, Isaiah chapter 60 verse 20, Isaiah equals 47, chapter 60, 6 plus 0 is 6, and then you got your 20, which makes a 2. And you take those numbers, multiply them together. 4 times 7 times 6 times 2 is going to equal 336. Add to its reverse, 633 is going to be 969. And I've talked about this number quite a bit in my previous videos, how that 69 is pi in Hebrew Gematria. Pi equals 69, then you got 69 going backwards, representing time and time coming together. That will stop time. Jesus is the one that's going to bring heaven and earth together to make a way out. And also I talk about the number 1251, how that has to do with symmetry and the clock and time stopping. There's 12 numbers on the clock. You get 12 going backwards. 51 is a reflection of 12. So if you take 47, 4 plus 7 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2, then do this. 2 times 6 times 2 times 2 times 6 times 2 is reverse. It equals 576 plus its reverse, 675 is 1251. So I always think about time and anti-time, so I always do the reverse. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and if you take all these numbers, 1251 added to 961, add 324, and you don't carry the number over, like 1 plus 9 plus 4 is 14, 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 6 plus 2 is 13, 1 plus 3 is 4, 2 plus 9 plus 3 is 14, 1 plus 4 is 5, and you got your 1. Then you add that to its reverse, 5451, is when it equals 6996. So all leads back to pi, opposite pi. It's God's everlasting light, and the bride will be reflecting God's glory. So I just thought that was interesting, and I thought I'd share this video with you, and I hope you have a good night.